So about 70% of the folks who watch this video are going to fall into a category where between 7 and 14 years ago, your life changed because you had a child. And now you're wanting to video and maybe stream the activities that your children are involved in. And I get it. I've loved being involved in my kids' lives whenever they were out here on this football field or on a baseball field or in the gym for basketball and volleyball. It is a great thing to get to do. And I'm just letting you know tonight that every live stream that I've ever done has been a learning experience, and I'm doing my best to pass those learning experiences along to you guys so you don't have to go through the mistakes that I've made in order to get the best possible stream out for the folks that want to watch your child. And so I'll walk you through what I'm learning about football streaming this year. So not too long ago, I went to the far side of the field here and I set up in the crow's nest and did a single camera panned recording live stream to see just what it would be like to have a single camera setup, zoomed at an intermediate length so I could catch both teams, most of both teams. I did a little bit of testing with the OBSBot Tail, Tail 2 to see if it would track a referee, and it does. Unfortunately, for Thursday night games, you usually only have 2 referees and they don't move very fast. So they didn't follow the flow of the game very well, but it showed great promise. So for a play, the OBSBot Tail 2 will in fact track a referee and move along with the play. We'll do some more experimenting with it in games to come. Then Friday night, I came in to this side of the field where our home stands are, and did the public address announcing as I always do.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to homecoming at Jerry Ives Memorial Stadium, the site of tonight's contest between the visiting Oregon Camden Bulldogs and your Elkhart Elk.
But I also set up a live stream, and that particular live stream was a single camera setup, but I needed to be able to get good, reliable internet in order to get that live stream out. Now, this press box is a metal box. It's wrapped all 4 sides and the top with raised panel sheet metal. And that does not do well for Wi-Fi signals. And so even though I had my STARLINK Mini and I had my Slate 7 travel router both mounted on top of the press box up there, that signal had a hard time getting back into the press box. And so for at least half the game, I produced a very glitchy live stream. Finally did go ahead and turn that part off and just let the cell coverage for my iPad handle the load of the live stream, and it performed beautifully. Up here where there's no obstructions and I'm connected to a cell tower, not too crowded, it worked great to get the rest of that live stream out. So let me walk you through 5 things that maybe will help you in your live streaming for a football or soccer or anything where you're following the action up and down a court or up and down a field. So one of those things is sometimes cell service is the solution. I know we want that bulletproof Wi-Fi, 50 megabits per second upload. Sometimes your cell service is the best you've got, and it works really okay depending on how many folks are attached to that tower. So first one is sometimes cell service is the solution. The second thing that I'm going to point out in learning how to live stream this kind of venue is Wi-Fi hates a metal structure. Like I said, metal wrapped press box, I was inside, my setup was outside, and it hates that metal structure. If you can get your Starlink or your Wi-Fi hotspot or whatever outside so that it catches whatever it needs to catch to get the signal, but then bring your router inside, you'll be fine. Which brings up the third thing, and that is Ethernet cables are a great thing to have in various lengths. And I'm going to tell you, in my setup, I keep 2 or 3 6 to 10 foot Ethernet cables in that bag all the time. 6 to 10 foot did not cover the area from the top of that press box into the press box and give me the ability to bring that router inside. Now at home, I have a 60 foot wound up in my streaming room, and I have a 150 foot Ethernet cable wound up in my streaming room, but I did not bring either one of those with me, and I wish I had. Ethernet cables are a great thing to connect that source of your data to your router if you're running a router setup. The Mevo Core plus a video tripod turns out to be a fantastic way to stream venues that need to be, that the action needs to be followed up and down the field or up and down the court. That's what I used on Friday night. As it turns out, the Nearstream VM33 or 46 works very well for the same thing. The Avcans Go works very well for the same thing, and the OBSBot Tail 2, they all work really well mounted on a video tripod and manually controlling. Now the Tail 2 is that PTZ head, and if you have the remote following it up and down with a little muscle memory, you can get the hang of that as well. And with the presets, it makes it really easy. But just having a stationary camera on a video tripod, fluid filled head, like what I recommend in the in my Amazon store, that works great for following the action because you're zoomed out far enough and you can just smoothly follow. The folks at home get a great experience if you've got that, that camera mounted on a good quality video tripod. And that setup works really well, even if you're having to do something else. As I did the PA announcing, I just kept a hand on the handle of the video tripod, and even though I may need to turn that microphone on and off and call what's happening on the field, I was able just to follow that game up and down the field. Now there's one thing you have to be on the lookout for is the latency that you use whenever you're doing this. If you need to run a higher latency in your stream because of poorer connection with your data, then figuring out just how much lag there is between what's happening and where you're moving the camera, there's a little bit of a learning curve. But once again, just like in everything with producing a decent live stream for the folks back home, muscle memory is your friend. The more you can set it up, the more you can do it, the more you can even practice at home. I mean, follow your dog around the living room and see what it's like to pan with that video tripod with a camera mounted on it, and just to get that muscle memory that is so very necessary for video live streams. The best part about getting to live stream events like this is the connections that we make, either with the folks who are needing to watch that live stream, or even with the other fans that are in the ballpark, because they're always so interested in what you're doing. They're so appreciative of the fact that you're giving your time, you're giving your resources and your energy to do such a thing, and it just connects a community together in ways that not many other things do.